Hey guys, welcome to episode 48. As always, Sunny Bonani Dumalang, goeie afternoon, bon dia. I have some fresh beach hair here today. It's been such a wonderful day and just came back from the beach, well, a little while ago, but still have the fresh ocean inside and caught some fun waves, almost lost my bikini top, all the fun that comes with body surfing, I guess. So today's topic, it's a bit of a follow on from yesterday's episode. So if you didn't catch that one, go and check it out. It was all about trusting your body, and I share a personal story about my hormone imbalance and what I believe, I guess, was one of the catalysts to that, and how it's so important for us to trust our bodies. So today's episode was actually inspired by yesterday. I want to just talk about periods. And in yesterday's episode, I made reference to the fact that I was a very late bloomer. And I got my period when I was around late 15, if not 16. And I remember my mom thinking that there was something wrong with me and all that kind of stuff. And I remember everyone was like, no, don't worry, she'll bloom in her time. She'll bloom when she's ready. I was a very active child. So I did virtually every extramural activity you can possibly think of. Being active and being part of sport was really important for me. And it's found me again at this age, being 46 years youngin, I've definitely reconnected with that aspect and element of movement and embodiment now at this time in this era. But yes, so I want to talk about and what do I want to say about them? Well, I would say that for the most part, they aren't truly honored and revered and held sacred and respected. And why do I say that? Well, you just need to look at any sanitary pad ad. Wow. All I'm going to say. Wow. I worked in marketing and consumer research for almost 2 decades of my life. And let me tell you that I think the execution and the strategy of most of those ads and through those brands is debaucherous, literally. So most of the time in these ads, you see women flurrying around all together, so happy. Life is just so blissful. And they're ordinarily and usually wearing white. And, they're just going on their day as if nothing is different. And in fact, everything is just absolutely glorious. Even the dogs are concurring. Debaucherous. So those are generally the typical kinds of ads that you see. I mean, just take a moment now to just think about the executions that come your way regarding sanitary pads, tampons, period things. And of course, the next thing that is highly related with getting your period is PMS. When a girl's on her period, she's PMSing, like it's some kind of disease or something. So yes, I guess today is a reflection upon that. And for us to be so consciously aware of how these executions and these very outdated marketing strategies shape our psyche and our thinking and our relationship with periods and ultimately being a woman. And I guess I'm here to advocate for a change. I'm here to say, fuck those bloody ads, okay? Screw the ladies with the white pants, really. And just make it more real, make it more realistic, and create strategies and campaigns that honor and celebrate and revere the woman during this time in her menstrual cycle. Yeah. through not having her doing all these crazy activities that you really don't want to be doing when you are leaking at the nines, you know? Um, yes, perhaps something a little bit more real, something a little bit more relevant. Now, if you have to ask me what is my real and what is my relationship and connection with my period, well, every time I get my period, I'm so fucking elated. Like, I really am. It's a moment and time for there to be some form of like purification and detoxification. My bowel movements are the best they ever are during that time of the month when I've got my bleed. I'm regular as anything. And it's usually a time every 3 months I embark on a either 3 to 6 day fast, and that's usually the time where I integrate or I partake in my fast. Like maybe 1 or 2 days after my period has started, I undergo a full water fast, and it's just part of my process. Ordinarily, if I'm not fasting, I am usually very homebound. It's a time for introspection, going inward, reflecting with oneself. It's a really sacred ceremony. And it's so sacred that I even use my menstrual blood as a magnificent and beautiful face mask. Now, I know some of you have like either scrolled on or like, fuck, this bitch is whack as crack. Okay. Or you yourself maybe partake in a little bit of this woo woo magic. But yes, the menstrual blood has such amazing healing properties. It's filled with stem cells. I mean, this is the stuff that creates a baby, people. So I know it might freak some people out or put some people off, but I really, really enjoy it. It's something that makes me reconnect to my femininity. It's something that fosters and brings out this warrior queen within me as I smear my menstrual blood all over my face. And I just feel it's just so beneficial, and it really facilitates the aspect of me connecting with my roots and the aspect of being a woman and anchoring that into the earth. I don't use sanitary pads. I haven't for so many years, probably 2 to 3 decades. I haven't used them, and it's because I know exactly what kind of goes into those products. If you missed this topic, go check out yesterday's episode. But yes, there are tons of chemicals that go into the making of sanitary pads. I'm also not too keen on putting a cup in because I don't know, like just putting anything up there, be it a sure as hell is not going to be a tampon, okay? Like a bleached infested thing is not going up my vajayjay. And yeah, I can't say I've never used a cup, so I can't speak from past experience, but just the concept and aspect of using it just doesn't resonate with me. So yeah, I free bleed, guys. So during that time of the month, I sure as hell am not going to be wearing white pants and dancing around the streets as if my life is some kind of carnival. Um, that's me. No, that's what I do, and I'm here to share so that if other women who behave in a similar way do, and they're feeling like they're not fitting in or they think that they're the only ones who feel like they need to do this, girl, I'm with you there. Okay, I was with you there, so don't you worry. So yes, I do believe and feel like we need to reclaim our femininity, reclaim our power. This is the blood of the womb that is literally capable of creating human life. And it's definitely not something to be shied away from. In fact, for so many decades and for so many millennia, I believe that women have been made to be shameful of their periods. And it's like almost made to be something that's disgusting or vulgar. Um, so, hey, man, when I am on my menstrual cycle and I've got a a blood mask on my face. Yes, my kids do get a little grossed out, but I see it as desensitizing them. And I've expressed these feelings with them because I feel they need to honor the woman and not see the period as something shameful or disgusting or they're still quite young at the moment, so the concept of what it's really about and the power behind it hasn't quite sunk in and clicked in. But I know and trust that there will come a time where they will honor it and revere it, and in turn they will honor and revere the woman while she's going through her menstrual cycle when it is that time of the month. At least I hope. That's the aim. So yes, guys, what else do I feel called to share during today's episode? I think I'm going to title it Celebrating Your Period. So simple, isn't it? But yes, celebrating your period. I think that would be a nice one. So yeah, drop a comment down below, and I would love to hear about your relationship with your period. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. In fact, I welcome the point of difference, and I would welcome any thoughts or opinions on the subject matter here today in this episode. And yeah, any thoughts around some of the stuff that I've just shared as well. It would be a little refreshing, and it would be perhaps another point of conversation for another episode. What else do I wish to share about the magic of the period? Perhaps just some thought and contemplation. Why is it that there's this stigma around your monthly bleed? Why is that? Why is this belief that it's like, oh, dirty blood? I mean, there's a couple of memes on various social media platforms where, it's usually the boyfriend. Okay, usually the boyfriend comes in and he's asked to sit on the chair, and his partner, his girlfriend's like, "Oh, I'm going to give you a face mask," and then they like pretend to paint their face in period blood. Okay, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just my menstrual blood," and these guys freak the shit out. It's not even really the blood. It's just like, play. And their reaction and their response is just like, it's actually very hilarious if you watch some of those. But why is that? Why is it gross? Why is it something that you pretend that you don't have? You got to be wearing the white pants because no one should know that you're on your period. Like, why is that? I remember, last story before I bid you farewell. I never forget this one instance. I was doing a presentation in my former employment, my second job ever, my second employer. And I remember I was standing up and giving a presentation. And thank goodness, I was wearing black pants. Okay, so girls, you don't wear white during that time. You wear black pants ordinarily, right? So I was standing up, giving a presentation, wearing black pants, and the next thing I know, I feel the gush running down my right leg. Never forget it. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do? Do I just continue to stand there presenting to a room full of people and pretend that this hasn't just happened? And pray that it doesn't start running all the way down my legs and someone thinks that I've just like cut myself or something. I don't know. So I just very politely called for a little bit of a recess and said that I needed a little bit of a break and time just, to go freshen up in the ladies' department. And off I went. And when I came back, I pretty much very politely let them know that, sometimes we women have little mishaps and we need a little bit of time to freshen up So that's why I needed a bit of a break. And it wasn't shock and horror. It was either people didn't get what the hell I meant because it just went over their heads, or there was like this understanding of like, okay, cool, thanks, girl, thanks for like letting us know. Okay, let's just get on with it now. So yes, I do feel we just need to get on with it now, and we need to stop pretending. Pretending that we don't have our monthly cycles, or like it's just something that should be locked away and put under lock and key. Yeah, and I also believe that we need to start like just being normal. You know what I mean? Just being real, being authentic about it, guys. Let's just start being real and authentic about it. When we got our periods, just say we got our periods. Instead, we say everything but, you know. So yes, it's 16:14 on the timer, and I really feel that I've shared pretty much what I feel called to share in today's episode, all about celebrating the period. Yeah, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. E to the E to the R to the O, no, to the I to the O to the D. Yeah, period. So I think that's pretty much it, as you can see. So yes, as always, I'm going to leave you here on this 48th episode, but I will see you for episode 49 tomorrow. As always, continue to sow those seeds, allow for the flow and magic of life and your period to find you so that you may ultimately grow, illuminate, and glow. Until 49, episode 49, not your age. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, guys.